Hi, good morning. My name is Sam Singletita Mendola. I work with Alex in the AD/CVD division, and specifically, I'm in charge of AD/CVD enforcement. Good to meet you all.
Okay, and from our Office of International Affairs.
Good morning, Swadika. It's very good to see all of you. My name is Edward Thurmond, and you know me well. I think all of you know me well. I'm the CBP attaché based at U.S. Embassy Bangkok. Very happy to be on the line this morning and look forward to hearing the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you for joining it. Good to see you again.
Hey all, my name is Jason Leffler. I'm with CBP's Office of International Affairs, our headquarters in Washington, D.C. Good to be with you. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you. And I'll turn it over to my colleague Lynn from the Office of the United States Trade Representative.
Victor Muchka, Director for Trade Remedies and Competition at the U.S. Trade Representative.
Okay, thank you. Now I will turn it over to the government of Thailand for your introductions.
Hello, good evening. For the DFT, let me introduce myself. My name is Lilin Korbutikul-Langsi. I'm the Director of Import Administration and Origin Certification Division, which also respond for the combat duty evasion. Nice to meet you all today.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, my name is Otis. I am head of anti-circumvention. Nice to meet you.
Hello, good evening and good morning from Thailand. My name is Varot Kraivila Deshachai. This is our officer here.
Okay, good evening. My name is Itanan Kechaiwat. I am a golf officer here. Yeah.
Please for the Thai custom, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yoyot Motham. I'm an expert on international custom cooperation, and I'm from the strategy and planning division. And can I go around the room? There's many people represent from many divisions of the custom. Start with the custom standard procedure and valuation on the my right hand side, and another representative is from the enforcement division and custom intelligence unit and legal affairs division. Okay, and I wish the meeting is productive and fruitful. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for the introductions, and thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate it. You know, as I mentioned, we had a very productive discussion with your colleagues in Washington, D.C. on September 6th at the U.S.-Thailand TIFA meeting, and I'm very happy to continue these discussions today. I'd like just to start with some introduction and some opening remarks. So as background, in the United States, we had a new law several years ago called, we refer to as Section 414, and it directed Customs and Border Protection to negotiate trade enforcement cooperation agreements with our international partners to partner against duty evasion. And this agreement provides opportunities for cooperation, and also an opportunity between the United States and Thailand to really formalize our existing cooperation in trade verification work on duty evasion and information sharing. And this agreement is intended to facilitate legitimate trade, to provide fair competition for companies in both Thailand and the United States. It also provides an opportunity for companies to demonstrate that they're exporting legitimately. And this is a reciprocal agreement that will both benefit both governments and companies in both countries. in cooperation and trade enforcement. But also will really standardize existing procedures with our existing cooperation and provide predictability for both governments and companies in both countries. And we appreciate very much your continuing assistance with our anti-dumping and countervailing duty trade verifications over the last year, and look forward to working with you on these important issues and this important agreements. Again, as I mentioned, we believe by this proposed trade agreement will really again allow us to formalize our existing cooperation and again provide a lot of benefits for both governments and companies in both of our countries. I'm really happy to take your questions and to hear about your interest in such agreements.
This is Lily from the FT. Yes, thank you for the briefing introduction for the proposed agreement to combat duty evasion. As we studied with the Thai Customs, we found that the issue that we are going to discuss today is going to be two main issues. One is about the sharing information, and another issue is about the cooperation on verification. Is that correct?
That's correct. So those are the two main issues that are in this type of agreement. As you mentioned, cooperation on the verifications and also information sharing.
Yes. So before we go further, we may want to ask you more detail about the wording that you put in the proposed agreement. Okay. So
sure.
Yes. So Thai Customs, you want to ask anything about the ask them to clarify some points on the sharing information?
Yes, we have many issues for in your clarification. First one, we would like to have a definition of trade enforcement. So what the trade enforcement will how far it go? That's the first issue. And now the second issue is about the share the information. And then we go to detail to the share information later. And now we discuss on the trade enforcement first.
Of course. So when we're thinking about trade enforcement, like the main concern here is so we can work together on import duty evasion, and specifically on the evasion of anti-dumping and countervailing duties. And really, this agreement would help to again formalize our existing cooperation, especially through the verifications, in which we were the verifications, because often when we're looking at issues of duty evasion, we really need to go and visit the companies to really understand if the duty evasion is happening. And again, it gives, of course, legitimate companies an opportunity to show that they're trading legitimately. Again, so for trade enforcement, we're really looking at working together on against duty evasion and specifically against the evasion of anti-dumping and countervailing duties.
ก็อยากให้เขา clarify แชร์นี่ค่ะก่อนเราหน้ามาที่เราก็อยากว่าเราก็ทำได้เท่านี้ทำเท่านี้
เขาประเด็นอยากไปเมืองฟิตเลย
เขาอยากมาดูมันไม่ได้เกี่ยวกับค่าวันแต่ว่าเขาอยากมาดูข้อมูลที่มันเกี่ยวข้องมันก็มีสถิติมันสูงสุดไอเราแค่ผ่านไปดูนะอย่างอื่นเราไม่
แล้ว
ได้
เราก็อาจจะยืนยันแค่ว่าเราแบบว่าในรายได้ว่าแต่ว่าในเมื่อเพราะเราอ่านนะมันเหมือนกับเขาอยากจะได้ข้อมูลจากศูนย์ด้วยอะ
เขาอยากได้ข้อมูลของศูนย์
แต่เขามาใช้ช่องเราเลยเราก็ได้แลกกันไป
ส่วนต้องคุย
คุยกัน
คุยกันเลย
Excuse me, Alexander.
Yes.
According to domestic law and regulation of the custom, it's impossible for us for do the site verification for exporter. So the custom British Act, as you said in the trade enforcement, it has a limitation for us. And then for the second issue is about the information sharing. On the custom side, we only share the information that we hold that information is collected by us and belong to us. And that also have a domestic law and regulation that limit us to public that the information or this information to another party. So we need to clarify the what is the sharing information that we will work together. Thank you.
Sure. Well, that that can be really defined by us working together, by what we're able to provide. Of course, we want to work within existing law and work within your regulations. Again, but we're really happy to. There's a lot of different types of information we can potentially share. There's like missing different transportation information, different trade information. A lot of there's information, for example, on imports into the country, information potentially on activities of companies, and I definitely understand that there's some jurisdiction issues, some limitations. Where again, we're happy to work with you based on the limitations, based on what you're able to share. Because again, the goal here is to make sure that we're facilitating legitimate trade at the same time that we're enforcing against duty evasion. And again, we realize that when we're talking about these international trade flows, and sometimes goods moving through multiple countries, we really need the cooperation to work with our partners, like we've worked with you in the past, to again, especially to visit the countries, visit the companies, and to understand their operations. And so we're really happy to be talking to you tonight because I know of the great cooperation that Customs and Border Protection has with the government of Thailand, visiting companies in Thailand to help understand the trade flows through these companies, And so again, so really, really hopeful, we can, try to formalize that existing, cooperation and agreements.
Yes, for the sharing information for the DFT size, the Ministry of Commerce, I think it's the same logic as Thai Custom just said, that we are really happy to provide the information that belong to Ministry of Commerce, like the information that we collect, such as like the company registration or the factory registration, which actually DFT and the CBP already have like this cooperation, but it's not just like the agreement things. But when we have been asked for this kind of information, we always provide that to the CBP, and and so far it's very good. Yes, but for the information that we do not collect and we do not own this information, we are very sorry to say that we are unable to give that kind of information to you.
Again, really appreciate your help again in providing information. And again, we're very similar, that we only can, provide the information to our foreign partners that we're legally able to provide. So it's a very, similar situation. But I really think the other part of the agreements is the focus really, or I say really the focus of the agreements is really on like establishing the formal procedures for the verification, for the company verifications. And I definitely, understand that we have a very, very good relationship. Through the help of Mr. Edward Thurman, who we know be able to work with you. And again, we want to keep that cooperation going. One of the, and we think it's very important, to really consider an agreement, because, basically, one day, I'm not going to be here, Mr. Thurman is not going to be here, we're going to move on to a new job. And so then, good, we have a good base of cooperation, but things change when people move in and out of jobs. And so that's why it's very important to have, an agreement, so that we can have, again, like the predictability, and the transparency of these agreements, and it's what really helps us to write down what our common understanding is, and that we can have, again, the continuity, allows for the continuity and the continuous cooperation.
We also some part of the information also the classification as a commercial application. So we have our domestic law regulation that some part of the information cannot disclose to other authority too. So that is a limitation for sharing information for us.
I completely understand. Again, we all have our limitations. We have to work within our laws. And definitely, I'm really really interested in exploring, with you what information that we can share, and so that we can include that in agreements. And again, that really helps as I mentioned, like the predictability and for the continuity of the relationship, to have this understanding, also this fuller understanding and agreement, what we, the cooperation that we are able to do. Again, understand that cooperation has its limitations, and again, that's why we have an opportunity, again, to work together on agreements, and again, and come to an understanding, very clear understanding of what we can do. But again, really, as I mentioned, the focus, because this is very important, the focus of the agreement really is on the company verifications, and again, establishing the procedures and really standardizing existing procedures for the visits to the companies and the verifications, for the purposes to understand for both of our governments to be enforcing our trade laws for duty evasion.
And as I mentioned earlier, that we sharing information for the intelligence purpose, so we cannot allow that information that we share use for the judicial procedure or use as the evidence in the court. That's our limitation, and to use for that purpose, it needs to go to different channel. Can go to on the agreement with the custom. Can go with the channel of MLAT. Thank you.
Sir, no, thank you for sharing that with me. Again, I'm glad to have opportunity, to speak with my colleagues, again, both customs and the foreign trade departments, because again, this gives us an opportunity to explore, working with both of you. Again, what is the best way to proceed on this agreement? And again, we're open to working with, of course, any with the authority, with the departments in your government that have the authorities to have a productive relationship and to work together. So I understand that basically, I completely understand that we're, like each customs agencies in each country are set up differently and have their own, basically their own set of laws and procedures that they work under, that they work through. And that's why, again, that's why we work not only with customs. That's why we work not only with customs, where of course our traditional partners, but of course we work with the Department of Foreign Trade, also in other parts of the government, where we can have some productive relationship and productive cooperation. Are there any additional questions? Please.
Furthermore, I'd like to provide the information on the customs side for the exportation. We not focus on the normal goods and normal shipment because we focus only the exportation, only the goods that is prohibited and restricted good. Because we not impose the duty on the exportation, so most of us, our customs not focus on exportation. So all the information that is for the declared, we just collect. If it's not, if we do the risk analysis and it's not permitted or listed good, we will treat it just like a normal situation, not pay attention at all. So for the normal exploitation, the information, the accuracy of information maybe is not exactly. So we focus only the permitted and listed good that we concern. Thank you. And for exporter, because most exporters they not do the duty evasion in Thailand, so we don't have the right to check them or audit them or go to their place to verification. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that with me. Again, there's a lot of different types of information that we can, potentially explore, sharing and with the customs and the Department of Foreign Trade. Again, mentioned, the successful, the business there's other types of business information as well. And also, again, when we're looking into issues of duty evasion, we're also, one of the things to look at is basically, again, really not only the exports, but we're also looking at, it's very helpful to understand the imports coming into the country. And because when we're looking at transshipments, and illegal transshipment of goods, so the goods are arriving in Thailand, and then to the company, and then that would typically, or other countries, and then they're leaving. But you also, we know what's being exported from Thailand to the United States, but we don't necessarily know what those same companies are importing. So that's another area, potential area, again, working within your law that we can, explore working together. And again, I definitely understand that there's a lot of like challenges, and we have to work within the law. But I believe there's also a lot of opportunities, especially because of the great the cooperation we've had work together, and which has been extremely productive. We really want to make sure that this great cooperation can continue.
Have like some charge is consultation internally.
Of course.
Just a moment, please.
Sure.
ค่อยๆลดระดับลงมาก่อนเวลาเจรจาที่ท่านเวลาที่ท่านสื่อท่านก็เหมือนกับเดี๋ยวพอเราไม่ให้มันก็จะมีท่าทีที่อ่อนลงแล้วหาช่องทางให้เราเริ่มสายเริ่มก่อนหลอกให้เราเองใจใช่เรากลัวแบบก้าวนั้นจะผ่านไปเพราะเราเงียบไปก่อนของเราเงียบเลยแล้วก็แบบอาจจะแค่รายงานกรมว่าเนี่ยเขาขอแบบนี้ซึ่งผมวันนั้นที่ท่านอธิบดีพูดว่าไม่อยากตัดไม่อยากให้ไปเลยใช่ไม่อยากมีอะไรเลยคือเราก็ต้องตามกรมก่อนเหมือนกันเดี๋ยวเขาก็จะง่วงแล้วเขาก็จะจบแต่ละคนที่จะดูอีกดึงจากคอมพิวเตอร์ดูสว่างอยู่เลยอ่ะ
ทำไมเป็นฉาก
ใช่
อยู่ตรงไหนมันจะมีภาพ
จริงมันเนียนหรอมันเนียนนะมันเนียนเขานั่งนิ่งนี่ว่ะเขานั่งนิ่งมั้งมันก็เลยดูเหมือนจริง
ใช่
โอเคไม่เขาต้องเลือกฉากเป็นบ้านทำไมไม่เลือกฉากเป็นแบบเหมือนคนอื่นมันก็เป็นฉากเนี้ยนะCDP นี่คือเขาเงียบรอเราเงียบรอใครเนี่ยเขาเงียบรอสูงสุดเขาขออีเทอร์นอลเนี่ยถูกไหมใช่ไหมน้องแจงที่ว่าพี่ดีเนี่ยเขาขออีเทอร์นอลเพราะตอนนี้มันกลายเป็นภาระที่สูงต้องไปคิดแล้วว่าจะทำไม่ทำใช่เพราะตอนนี้จบที่ขอ import export ก็ต้องเรียกว่าเรานิ่งกับวันนี้เราเงียบตอนนี้เราสบายแล้วเราเรียนไปเราไม่ได้รีบเราตื่นเช้าเราง่วงเราต้องถ้าเราแอคทีฟเดี๋ยวกันงานงอกพี่เราต้องเฉยๆครั้งที่แล้วก็บกเจ๊งไปรอบนึง
จะไปรอบนึงนะ
โดนเรียกที่ได้โดนเรียกไปว่าไง
เรื่องอะไร
เรื่องไอเพชรแต่อันนี้มันเรื่องเดียวมันก็คือมันประเด็นเดียวกันแต่มันคนละเรื่องเลยไอเพชรคือทำอะไรเลยเจ้าเราผ่านสกแล้วสกก็บอกว่าก็ทำได้อ่ะก็เหมือนก็แค่คอมเพลตกันไหมอ่ะก็ให้คอมเพลตไปทีนี้ก็เฮ้ยตอบไม่ได้ไงวะอะไรเงี้ยเรียกพี่ไปพี่ก็งงอยู่เพราะมันไม่ได้จบที่เรามันไปที่สกแล้วสกที่จรอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วก็เลยเรียกไม่ได้สกได้สอนขึ้นมาได้พี่บังขึ้นมาพี่ก็โดนอย่างเงี้ยแหละแต่ดีที่ว่าเบรกไปหรือว่าสงวนไว้ก่อนตอนแรกเราเหมือนแบบมันก็ได้ไงเราก็ทำอยู่แล้วจะเซ็นไม่เซ็นเราก็ทำอยู่แล้วก็ไม่เป็นไรพี่เหมือนบ้านเดี๋ยวทำได้ไงทำไม่ได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยคือทีวีมองในมุมคนจะแต่เพราะว่านั้นที่หนูได้จำได้แม่เลยที่พี่บอกว่าเหมือนถ้าสายไปแล้วอ่ะมันเหมือนเป็นการล็อกคอมมิตนะว่าต้องทำถ้าไม่ทำมันจะผิดรีเมนต์ท่านมองมุมคนจะแล้วเมื่อถ้าเรามีท่าทีไม่มันเดี๋ยวมันเพราะว่าไอ้จดหมายที่ท่านได้มามันคือท่าทีที่สาระมันอ่อนลงเพราะเนื่องจากเราสมวนท่าทีมันอ่อนลงท่านบอกว่าเดี๋ยวมันก็จะมีวิธีเจรจามันจะอ่อนลงเหมือนที่พี่พอพูดแล้วมันจะเหมือนตบเหยื่อคือพออ่อนแล้วทำได้นี่หว่าก็เดี๋ยวทำนะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วเดี๋ยวมันก็ค่อยมีว่าเดี๋ยวมันค่อยปรับขึ้น
ถ้าเขาอยากเซ็นจริงเขาต้องพุชระดับสูงกว่าไม่ใช่พุชระดับล่างขึ้นเขาต้องพุชระดับสูง
พุชลงมาหรืออันนี้เขาอาจจะอยากได้ข้อมูลไปก่อนเนี่ยถ้าข้างล่างไม่ได้เนี่ยส่งมาเป็นประมาณเราก่อนถ้าเราไม่ให้มันคงถ้าเราอยากทำจริงมันคงต้องไปข้างบนแต่ถ้าข้างบนเราแข็งพอไม่ทำก็ได้ถ้ามันเราแข็งมากบอกเลยวันนี้เราเล่นบทอ่อนโยนแต่ไม่อ่อนไหวเหมือนเลี้ยงลูกตำราลูกไว้อ่อนโยนเลี้ยงลูกอ่อนโยนแต่ไม่อ่อนไหวใจดียิ้มแต่เราต้องมีระเบียบไม่เคยทำได้แม่งปูดแตกตลอดไม่ได้นะลูกแล้วยิ้มไม่ได้นะลูกไม่ได้เฮ้ยพี่หนูใช้มุกนี้กระดมไม่ได้ผลหนูใช้เงียบคืออ่อนโยนแต่เงียบไม่กูรู้ละเลิกดูมองไม่ยอมไม่ต้องทำหน้าแบบดิสทัชชั่นแบบไม่ที่มองซีดีเพราะเขากล้องส่องไปได้ดูว่าเราทำหน้านิ่งใส่แบบแม่ไม่โอเคครับตอนนั้นไม่สนใจไม่พูดมันดิสทัชเรื่องตอนนี้acting เก่ง acting ต้องแสดงว่าต้องเก่ง acting ยังไงมันมุมเรามันไม่ได้สว่างแล้วก็ไม่ก็จับติดมือทำไมไม่
มันเป็นคนเป็นดีฟอลต์ที่
น่าจะเป็นดีเฟกต์ว่ะไม่ใช่ดีฟอลต์เป็นมุมดีเฟกต์
Alexander, is for US side, do you have any agreement like this or similar like this with another country and can provide us as an example provide to the custom and foreign trade considered as a practice, and then for the detail of the agreement, if the information that we use for the judicial proceeding is impossible for us. And then for the customs side, for the exporter, we have many limitations for the exporter. Our act cannot reach to verify the exporter. We have to look at another authority that deal with the exporter more than us. Most of us we deal with the importer. So because the importer is they have a duty burden when they do we have a right to prove that they pay the duty is incorrect, or they have a permit for the certain good that is prohibited, or certain good that needs the license. That's most of the function of the custom do in our duty. So for I understand your concern is undervalue or dumping the value is in the US is an importation side, and that means that good is exportation from us from Thailand. So to verify or to visit the company that exported that person good is custom also have a limitation, and maybe you have to talk with another authority that deal more with the exporter than the custom there. So we don't have a right to go to visit the manufacturer, the exporter and manufacturer. And if it's possible that if you have the agreement like this with other country, is it possible to share? Thank you.
No, again, thank you for providing that explanation, and I definitely understand it's really important, to learn your system, because again, as I mentioned, again, our customs agency and your customs agency, we have again cooperate under our own laws. We have to work within the laws, and again, there's good, understand there might be other authorities that we can work with in your country. We're open to working with them to achieve these goals. So there are some very similar agreements that are the U.S. Office of a U.S. Trade Representative has negotiated with other countries. For example, we have an agreement with Mexico and a trade agreement with Mexico and Canada. The U.S.-Mexico Canada agreements, and there's a chapter of this. That's very, it's achieves, really goes after a lot of the same goals that we're trying to achieve here. And there's also a recent trade framework agreement with Taiwan. Again, that our Office of the U.S. Trade Representative negotiated, which again, and part of that, Taiwan trade framework, again, mirrors the same goals that we're trying to achieve here. We can definitely, provide you with copies of those because they're public agreements. But again, what we're trying to do now is specifically have an agreement between, Customs and Border Protection and again the relevant authorities in your country. And we'll definitely, appreciate your guidance on, again, who would be the best, the appropriate offices, appropriate authorities in your government for us to be speaking with. So I'm happy to share copies of those agreements so you can see kind of it's some of the same goals that we're trying to achieve here. And also I'm happy to share a copy of our, as I mentioned in my introduction, our Section 414 law, which also will help you understand the goals that we're trying to achieve. And again, this law is really important because this is the law that really gives us the authority, gives us as a Customs and Border Protection the authority to reach out to our international partners to seek to negotiate these agreements. So that's probably the most, for us, that's the most important documents. But I'm very happy we've had this opportunity to get together and talk, because I think it's, when we're discussing, it helps to give you the context and understanding of what our goals are much better than reading a paper, reading a law. But I think putting these two together, both my explanation as well as I provided today, as well as looking at the law, I think will help you understand the goals and help you understand also that, again, we're very happy to to work with you within your laws as well, and of course working, and again, as I mentioned, appreciate your guidance. What would be the best authorities in your country for us to be working with. And you're very fortunate to have Mr. Thurman, because we've actually Mr. Thurman at one time actually worked for me, and we worked together on actually trying to develop some of the language for such an agreement. When we originally came up with, after the law was, that Section 414 law was passed, and we were thinking of like how to approach our partner countries. So he has a lot of experience with the goals that we're trying to achieve. And of course, we're very lucky. And of course, he has that experience working with you very closely as well. So what I propose is I'm happy to share some additional information with you, again, through Mr. Thurman, so you can help, you can get some more ideas about our goals. So it's getting late in the night here, so probably we'll get the information to you by the time I get it to you, probably in sometime this week, and then it'll be an opportunity again. Help, it'll provide a strong basis for some further discussions.
Thank you, Alexander, for any information that or paper that you willing to share. Could you please send directly to the Department of Foreign Trade, because it's under the umbrella of the trade and investment. So and they will consider which part that will involve with some will involve which authority or which department. So and also they also concerned that because with the exporter, because foreign trade, they have the interaction and cooperation with exporter more than the custom, because this I think this should be should be related to the exporter side because it's go to importer to the US. So could you just sharing those information or the ID paper to directly to the Department for the Trade, and then let they see first, and then they will cooperation with us. Thank you, Derek. Thanks, Alexander.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Alexander. So the information that you're gonna share to us, then you can send through the email that we use to contact it previously.
Right. Okay. No, thank you. And then also, I would just take this opportunity to thank all of you for the ongoing cooperation. I haven't had the honor or privilege of visiting your country, but I talk very, very frequently with Mr. Thurmond and the colleagues, many of my colleagues who, again, from Customs and Border Protection who travel to Thailand, who always, tell me about the great cooperation they have with your governments, and I really, really appreciate the partnership working with you. And again, look forward to some more opportunities in the future to increase this cooperation. And then so we'll please.
No, actually it's nothing. It's just like we as the Department of Foreign Trade and Thai Customs Department, we also would like to thank you for the US side for arranging the meeting today. So I think for the agreement to combat duty evasion, we can work on that once we have more information.
Right. Right, and also if you can, it'd be very interesting, very helpful also if, like, in this exchange of information, if you could also, like provide some of the, if there's any relevant, parts of your laws, that'd be helpful for us to understand. That'd be helpful as well. Okay, well, and so I look forward to this exchange of information. And again, I'm really glad, this is again our second conversation, second discussion we've had on this agreement. Again, the first one was again in Washington, D.C. at the U.S.-Thailand TIFA meeting. And so really appreciate this further opportunity to discuss this with you. And I really appreciate all of you, such a large group from both the Department of Foreign Trade and Customs meeting with us today. So thank you, and I look forward to the continued discussion and cooperation.
Okay, thank you. I think today's discussion is really beneficial to us, and then we will waiting for the sharing information from you, and we try to respond as soon as possible. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, it's good to meet you. Good to meet all of you. Good to speak with you. And again, we'll look forward to continuing our discussions and our cooperation. So thank you. And we will be in touch. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, goodbye.
Okay.
โอเคแต่เดี๋ยวเราก็เปลี่ยนสูตร